Hey everybody, it's Dan here to talk to you about Employee Express. We launched the new system just a few months ago, and first, I want to thank all of you for the time and energy you've put into learning and adapting to the new system. I also want to talk to you about a few critical issues, including sterling background checks, completing the hiring process, and onboarding to hopefully bring some clarity to these issues. In addition, I'll share with you the resources available to help you through the process and tell you how we're planning to build and improve upon the system moving forward. First, sterling background checks. Our background check policy hasn't changed. However, the process has. So now, instead of starting the process in the sterling system, it begins in Employee Express. In addition, the new process also shifts the onus from managers to candidates for completing the online consent form directly on sterling. Until the candidate does that, their background check will not start. In terms of reference checks, completing this step is a mandatory part of the hiring process. However, using sterling to do it is optional. If you prefer, or if you're in a crunch, you're welcome to just check references yourself instead of using sterling. We understand that both managers and candidates have occasionally had some trouble working with the new system, so tools and additional resources like workflows, checklists, and trainings are being created to help guide you both through the process. Next up, confirming completion of the hire process. Hiring managers, during the hiring process, please make sure you're completing the new hire form, which appears as a pop-up when you choose the NA formal offer accepted statuses. In addition, when selecting the NA hire to payroll statuses, take note of the pop-up window confirmations. The window confirmations may look like a blank window while the candidate information is being sent to payroll, but just hang on a minute or two for the confirmation information to fill the window before closing out your request. If you don't wait for that confirmation to appear, your hire has not been completed, which may result in problems for the person down the road. Along the same lines, please make sure your new hires are completing the onboarding process. It's critical. It used to be called the new hire paperwork. This process has not gone away. With the new Employee Express, it's simply known as onboarding and is completed mostly online now. New hires must log into the Employee Express system to complete the relevant virtual paperwork, including tax information, direct deposit setup, and benefits enrollment. And here's why it's so important. Any newly hired employee who does not complete this process will be at risk for the following: having the wrong tax amount withheld from their paychecks, missing out or foregoing health and other company benefits if they're not enrolled online by the 60th day of their employment, giving up the security they need to access the systems they need, and frankly, the convenience of something like direct deposit. And if you're a hiring manager, you may not be able to complete the recruiting tasks for your center or your department. To avoid this, hiring managers need to work closely with the new employee, in person if possible, to ensure that they're completing this critical process. To support this, we've created a new hire checklist which we encourage all of you to print and give to each new employee so they know what to expect and to ensure the critical items are completed on time. So, how are we going to continue to assist you with navigating Employee Express? One way is we're going to be making updates to the system in a new way. As we move forward, we'll constantly be looking for ways to make the system better for you. However, we also realize that sometimes even a good change can be seen as painful when it seems like the change is constant. So to prevent this, and to prevent you from being inundated with lots of small changes being made all the time, we'll be moving to a group update approach. When at all possible, we'll group enhancements together and introduce updates to the system with instructional documentation and trainings as necessary. Think about it as a release. We hope this method will help you and us to make the system better for you in a way that is also manageable and digestible. We're also introducing periodic tips about using Employee Express. These tips, which will be communicated via email, Monday memo, are aimed at providing quick and simple answers to the frequently asked questions or issues with the system. We'll be keeping all of the tips for Employee Express in a user guide page on BrightWeb, so you're able to access them really anytime you need to. I really hope this message has helped to clarify the sterling background check process, the confirmation of new hire process, the onboarding process, as well as the approach we're going to be taking to provide you updates. You know, one of our heart principles reads, as leaders in our field, we're committed to continuous learning and improvement. We challenge ourselves to ask questions, seek solutions, and embrace new ideas. I urge you to keep that in mind as we all work together to embrace this new system that ultimately enables not only us, but our candidates to complete tasks more efficiently than ever before. We welcome any questions you may have or suggestions for the future tips and appreciate the effort you put forth every day to make Bright Horizons such a great place to work.